All right, my people, welcome back to the People's Podcast. Yes. We are back. Um, been a lot going on, so your boy been away for a minute, but it don't stop. It don't stop. And trust me, I had some folks asking me about the podcast, like, am I still doing it? Listen to me when I say this podcast will never stop. This podcast will be forever. Okay. Um, there is a tradition, there is knowledge, there is an archive of information that needs to be passed down. And this podcast will be used for that and is used for that. So, People's Podcast not going anywhere. We might take some hiatuses every now and again, but we will always bounce back. We will always bounce back. Okay. Today, we are getting into literally one of my favorite subjects, which is deep breathing. We're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into it, y'all. One of the most important things that we can do to improve our mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health is consistent deep breathing. All aspects of the self are improved with consistent deep breathing. Okay? So taking deep breaths on a consistent basis, meaning daily deep breathing, hourly deep breathing, minute to minute, moment to moment, intentional deep breathing. It will improve every single aspect of your life. It improves every single aspect of our lives. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Because no matter what you're trying to accomplish, no matter what you are trying to do, what steps you're trying to take to move forward, what kind of progression you're trying to make, the deep breathing is going to help. If you want more control over your thoughts, if you want more control over your emotions, if you want to manifest your will and enforce your willpower, if you want to create abundance in all aspects of your life, if you want to connect to your higher self or selves, if you want to be more patient, if you want to be more kind, if you want to be smarter, if you want to run faster and longer, if you want to be stronger, if you want to be more flexible, physically flexible, mentally flexible, emotionally flexible, if you want to sing and project your voice better, if you want to boost your immune system, relax your nervous system, have an overall more positive attitude and optimistic disposition, deep breathing is the key and the foundation to all of this work. Now, I know I just said a lot there, but trust me when I say I am not exaggerating. Therefore, just again, trying to re-emphasize the importance of the deep breathing. Let's keep going. The reason that deep breathing helps with everything is because no matter what you're trying to accomplish, the deep breathing will help because it turns you into the best version of yourself on all these different levels, on the mental level, emotional level, physical level, spiritual level. The deep breathing turns you into your best self on all these levels. So therefore, you are transformed into the instrument and the version of yourself that is able to do the best you can in the current situation with what you have. You are always going to be able to do your best in the current situation as your best self. And the breathing helps you become your best self. Are we cooking? We're cooking. Okay. All right. Breathing is the bridge between all the different aspects of oneself. Normally, things are compartmentalized. You got mental, physical, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and some of those things can be compartmentalized and only affect one lane. Breathing is the thing that weaves through all of those and can weave through all of those and connects all of those. So it's bringing all the aspects of yourself into one cohesive uh, uh, movement and consciousness. Okay, that's why it's so powerful. A large part of why breath is so powerful has to do with attention and intention. So there's a saying that says, where attention goes, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy flows. And the human mind is so powerful. Just the act of thinking about something sends energy to the thing that you're thinking about. And so that's why it's important to control our thoughts as best as we can, control our thoughts, control our emotions, because what we think about and what we feel will get our energy. It will receive our energy as we're thinking and feeling it. And if that thought or that concept gets enough energy, it will manifest, which is one of the keys to manifestation, intentional uh, thought and feeling. Going back to the uh, many ancient principles that talk about thoughts become things. Okay, thoughts become things, and this is a very important concept that we will explore. We could explore much deeper right now, and we will explore later at a later time. But for now, the relevant takeaway is that where attention goes, energy flows, and your thoughts become things, especially when fueled by your emotions. Okay. Conscious breathing activates universal infinite energy on a fundamental level. Just the fact that we are aware of the breath and we are aware of the infinite energy field around us, we are living. Just the fact that we are aware of the breath and aware of the infinite energy field around us will increase the amount of energy being generated by those thoughts and by those emotions. Just the fact that we're conscious of it. Okay. Because again, where attention goes, energy flows. All right. On a more practical level, deep breathing is the key to health and happiness. I heard this broken down very well by brother Curtis Lee Thomas. And he talked about how basically health and happiness is uh, primarily in the stomach. And he demonstrated that by saying, which is factually true, the immune system, the majority of the immune system, 90%, oh, no, I'm sorry, 75% of the body's immune system takes place in the stomach, the abdomen, I should say, the abdomen. And 90% of the body's serotonin is made in the abdomen. Serotonin is your emotional regulator, and it determines your mood. And the serotonin produced in the gut plays a large part in um, combining with the serotonin and the effectiveness of the serotonin that's made in the brain, which is the one that affects your mood. Okay, so literally, health and happiness is stored in the stomach, in the abdomen. Abdomen is the more accurate term because stomach is literally an organ in your abdomen, and your abdomen is the lower cavity that embraces all of the things that we're talking about. So it's actually more accurate to say abdomen. I have a habit of saying stomach, so please bear with me. Um, but the essential chemicals of health and happiness, serotonin in the immune system, are produced in the stomach, in the abdomen. Okay. Another important reason for deep breathing. Also, all of the there are many organs in the abdominal cavity that reap the benefits of deep breathing: the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, large and small intestines, spleen, kidneys, adrenal glands. By breathing deep into the abdomen, you breathe life and energy into these organs and help them function at their optimum level. Another reason abdominal breathing is so, so, so critical. So, on a very practical level, the key to physical health and happiness is in the abdomen. But to really tap into that, it requires the deep breathing. And deep breathing has a long, long, long list of health benefits established by science and the medical industry. For whatever that's worth, you can search them up. What are the benefits of deep breathing? Deep breathing also activates the vagus nerve, which in itself has a host of benefits. Activating the vagus nerve, VAGUS. Search it up. I'm going to do a whole video on the vagus nerve because it's so important and critical in this process. But also just know okay. But also it also activates the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is activated, which is your rest and digest and heal mode. Rest, digest, and heal is your parasympathetic state for your nervous system, and that is activated by the vagus nerve, and deep breathing is all connected. It's all connected. This is ABC 1, 2, 3, y'all. So here's the deal. The main takeaway is that the more deep breaths throughout the day, the better. That's the main takeaway from this video. Even if you're not conscious of anything of the benefits, the more deep breathing throughout the day, the better. That is the key. That is the takeaway. Make it a consistent habit. Deep, proper breathing has been emphasized everywhere, all across history, all across the world. Every spiritual tradition, meditation system, yoga system emphasizes deep breathing and the benefits of it. In the modern day, it's related to improving every single kind of high performance athletic training, singers, dancers, performers, martial artists, athletes, the list goes on. But in terms of improving your performance, proper breathing, deep breathing is involved. Major key. Major key. Okay? The more oxygen you breathe in, the more you channel the subtle energy into your body. And the more you can channel that subtle energy into your body, the more your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual self will improve. Make it a habit. Make it a habit. I'm going to do another video where I'm going to do some demonstrations of some deep breathing, go into a little bit deeper on the details of that and some different variations of the deep breathing. That'll be coming up. Until then, y'all, listen. Incorporate more deep breathing into your daily routine, into your life, into your morning routine, into your nightly routine. Helps with sleep. People who are having trouble sleeping, regulate your breath. Slow your breath down. You slow the breath down, you slow the body down. You slow the body down, you slow the mind down. Because the mind is what keeps us up at night. The breathing controls all that. Regulate your breathing, you will regulate your entire existence. And I'm not exaggerating. Okay. That's it for now. Deep breathing demonstrations coming up.